How's it going, everyone? AFC Finners on a beautiful summer's night in the Cotswolds, surrounded by my friends and some lovely Canadian geese. We are here to see Corsham against Royal Wootton Bassett, a Wiltshire derby. We wanted to do Corsham a while ago, but sadly was called off due to the rain. But this takes us closer to completing the Hellenic League, so it should be a good evening. It's good to have Luciano back. Hello, Tom Aldo.
Hello.
I think it's been a while since you came to a game. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was Didcot.
That was the one, yes.
The
0-0 that had 6 goals.
Yeah, so somehow that was the worst. Was it 6?
Was that 4-2?
I think it's 2-2. Yeah, that was the worst 2-2 I've ever seen. Don't ask me how. But yeah, we'll found this lovely park just opposite the ground. Nice to have a little stroll. We'll head inside shortly. There we go. Obviously, Royal Wootton Bassett sold the Royal for crack.
Royal Wootton.
What?
How many times does it take to say Royal Wootton Bassett?
Ah, that's a good tongue twister. Well, that's unlicensed options.
Hopefully.
How's that?
Ah, they've obviously prepared in case Darwin Núñez shows up.
I think I played a team deathmatch on here once.
Finley, you bought the rackets, right?
I don't know how we ended up in downtown Mogadishu in the Cotswolds, but... Well, that's one way to tease Luke. It's a different Bamford.
Finley, have some respect.
Tesco Valley Bamford. We are the usual. Heavy cheesy potatoes. And got flapjack too, $6.50 total. Good stuff. What you got there, Tom?
Chips, cheeseburger, a rogue tomato.
Yeah, he doesn't like his tomatoes, but he'll put tomato ketchup on it. And lovely British cup of tea as well. There's Old Speckled Hen, what I think is one of the most underrated beers. Sponsored prime time on Dave. We got there, Luke. Hot dog.
We got an hot dog and a beer and Morete.
Yep, here we go. It's still on the
Cheers.
Okay, so it's also Luke's birthday on Friday. Tom gave him his gift just now. What did you get him?
A book.
What was the book?
Secret Footballer.
The book I've heard of, and it's very good. Not read it myself. I heard a few interviews of him.
Excited to read it, excited to pick up the clues.
Well,
My guess, Richard Naylor.
was he a goalkeeper for Leeds?
Centre back.
Ah, okay, silly me. Now it's time for my gift to Luciano, which I'm sure he'll be very happy with. Luke, happy birthday.
Oh, thank
Did you
you.
even wrap it?
Yes, it is. It's in wrapping. It's wrapped. Look, it's in plastic.
Plastic wrapping.
Wrapped in plastic. It's fantastic.
It's like when in Gavin and Stacey, when Smithy gives everyone presents covered in tin foil.
My-
You'll all remember my.
I think I suspect where this is going.
You all remember my Christmas present to Tomaldo. It's in that similar ballpark. There we go. There we go. Lovely
Oh, yeah.
Breaking Bad football shirt from the brilliant people at Red Molotov. Links to their
Oh.
website will be in description.
Big fair.
Now-
That is amazing.
Now, show the name.
So it up.
You're goddamn right. Beautiful.
The Vamanos pests back there. It's an absolute 2-year sponsorship deal.
Ah, there you go.
What we got?
And there's Los Pollos Hermanos.
Chicken Brothers on the sleeve. Have an A1 day, motherfuckers.
It's beautiful. I'm glad you like.
Ding, 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 ding.
Beautiful. Happy birthday, Luciano.
Thank you.
Here we go. Let's the games begin. Okay, so the Old Speckled Hen kickoff is about to start. Before it does, let's find out a bit about today's hosts, Corsham Town. Corsham Town were founded in 1884 and would be founding members of the Wiltshire League 10 years later. They'd be the first ever champions of the league, with an incredible 17-1 victory on the final day, helping them win it on goal average. They won their second honour shortly after World War II in the Wiltshire Junior Cup in 1947, and would enter the FA Cup for the first time soon after. In 1961, they won Division 2 of the Wiltshire League. They went on to become founding members of the Wiltshire Football League, and were rewarded with good fortune again, winning the Wiltshire Senior Cup and achieving promotion to top division in the system. They would yo-yo for a lengthy period, but would have success in the 90s, winning 2 ADCI Senior Cups, along with the Wiltshire Senior Cup and the Wiltshire County League Division 1. They'd be promoted to Western League Premier Division in 2004 and won it 3 years later. They were relegated in 2012, but in 2021 were promoted to Hellenic Premier Division, where they remain to this day. Overall, they've won 1 Western League Premier Division title, 1 Wiltshire County League Division 1 title, 2 Wiltshire County League Division 2 titles, 5 Wiltshire Senior Cups, 1 Wiltshire League title, 1 Western Football League Cup, 2 ADCI Senior Cups, and 1 Wiltshire Junior Cup. So those are our hosts, Corsham Town. Let's have a look inside their home, Southbank. Up the ticks, come on. Only 10 minutes in and the deadlock is broken. Corsham, giant centre forward, number 14, was played through and he smashed it into the net. And thank goodness, after a couple of weeks off, it is not a 0-0, 1-0 to the home side. Just short of 20 minutes in and Corsham doubled their lead. Need to be a play around the box, cut back and the players curled it in. Wootton and Bassett have had chances but haven't taken them, so I think it's very fair and it seems like the home side could very much have a true romping by the end of the evening. 2-0. Penalty to Corsham, the player was through. It's number 14 who got the first goal. The keeper saved it, he's tried to hit on a rebound, keeper's falling down without getting the ball. A chance to make it 3. I'll leave it to Luciano to film whilst I take some pictures. 3-0, penalty smashed into the net. It is well and truly a thrashing. Or will it be like Taunton? We'll see. I'll just quickly get. So half time, we've got 3 goals, so no value for the money. It's been a tense game, a lot of argy-bargy between the two sides, but very entertaining. Let's hope for more in the first half. Tom was saying it could be one of those where all the goals come in the first period, and that wouldn't surprise me, but we'll have to see. Half time, 3-0.
Very good performance. So I'm sorry. Been really good for Corsham. They've got him behind the Royal Wootton defence quite a number of times. That's what caused the penalty. Their striker's been amazing, and Wootton have come close a couple of times. They've had a few dangerous set pieces, I think, but I know who the happier side will be, basically.
Yeah, we'll see what happens second half. Half time, 3-0. So it's our friend we've not seen in a while who scored Og. The ball was crossed in. No Corsham players were there to meet it, but fortunately there was a Royal Wootton Bassett player facing the goal. It's bounced off his stomach and trickled over the line. We're seeing goals in this half too. 4-0. I think the contest is close to being dead. Would you agree? Tom, you look like the second coming of Jesus right now.
Thank you.
Don't get used to it.
Oh, wait. Can we claim it was the best goal ever scored?
Let's go get claimed for copyright. Sadly, some twats are blaring out Ed Sheeran, and Royal Wootton Bassett got one back. 4-1 doesn't make much difference. Number 14, well, he got this routing started, but he's just been sent off. Don't ask me what for. You had a point. 5 for Corsham. Their centre forward has rounded the keeper, torn him to pieces, and it is the cherry on top. 5-1. Do what you just did. What was that? 5. Oh, I know you were doing a bow and arrow thing for no reason. Look. Do it again, go on. What the fuck is that?
I know I am a Corsham 2/9.
That was pretty much the last kick of the game. It finishes 5-1 to Corsham, a very well-deserved victory, and it'll be a very positive season if they can keep up performances like that. Royal Wootton Bassett had their moments, but disappointing overall. I think it's a positive season to come for Corsham. I was happy.
Men, manly men.
Let's roll. Alright, so down that way is a cemetery. Imagine going there at this time of night. So we look like we're telling fucking ghost stories, but
It's a bit dark in the car park.
This is quite cool. It's like a seance. So that was the home of Corsham.
It's like Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's what it was. Thank you. I see a little silhouette of a man. We're not doing the whole thing. What was I saying?
Football.
Yeah. So that was home of Corsham Town. Nice afternoon, nice evening, should I say, in Wiltshire. Thank you, Luciano, for coming back to join us.
Lovely to be back.
It's been a good evening overall, and fair play to Corsham for putting in a good game. Thank you, Tamaldo, for driving. Thank you, Luciano, for joining us. I've lost the lights, but I hope you enjoyed the shirt. Can't wait to see you in it. We are off to Walsall on Saturday, the first EFL game of the season. It's a ground we want to do for a very long time, so very excited for it. I shall leave you with the ratings. Thank you all for watching. Let's rate the experience. So we will start off with the welcome, and it was quite sweet when you came in. There was this lady accepting entry fees who had two children with her, sort of helping her do it, and that was really nice. So sort of just added to the friendliness and the charm, the fact that the family are working together. I really liked that, and people who worked at the bar and stuff were all very friendly, very hospitable, fans you could easily engage with. So yeah, overall it was a pretty decent welcome. There was there's a group of teenagers who, as you saw throughout the video, had their siren and stuff. I probably could have rated it for atmosphere, but I don't think it's really fair to give a rating for that, because I think they're just having a bit of a laugh. Some of it did get a bit annoying, them playing Siren over again and bloody Adele and Ed Sheeran, but at least they're trying to generate something, and it's good to see a club at this level, a group of fans like that cheer them on. It wasn't necessarily as many people we were able to speak to as other clubs, but the staff were nice, people we engaged with were good laughs, so very solid welcome overall, and no one that made us feel majorly unwelcome, so I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. Food and drink I thought was pretty good as well. They had a decent variety at the bar. They had cheese rolls and homemade cookies. I love it when you have sort of stuff that has a soul, so it was I was able to get chips and could also get a cheese roll. I'm pretty happy with that. Decent quality food as well, the chips, can't really complain. Nice cheese, nice mayo, and decent variety of confectionery options as well. I really like those flapjacks, so it was a good way of pudding, and it's considering I came straight from work, had to get dinner there, it filled me up and I wasn't disappointed. And and the fact that they had Old Speckled Hen beer, I can't remember seeing another ground that does that, and like I said, I think it's a really underrated drink, so I think that's really good to have. So I'll probably give food and drink an 8 out of 10. Stadium, not bad to be fair. I think it's in decent nick. It's a shame the club shop wasn't open, and I think they should probably have something a bit better than just a tiny little shed for a club shop. Maybe integrate it into the club bar, because there was a lot of open space there. But it's good that the club bar had a pool table and stuff. It was very spacey, just maybe needed more places to sit down, had a lot of negative space. Probably do have another stand on the opposite side, just behind the dugout, so that people can sit either side and see it. But I think it was quite well done how it was cut off. It's just in the middle of the road and away from society. It was just, I do think they need to improve. There was a bit where it had all the signs saying today's match is against blah, blah, blah. It turned out that actually wasn't the entrance, it was a bit next door. I think probably needs to change that a bit, because I'm sure we weren't the only people who turned up and moved to a different bit. There's a stand you can be covered in. It's good to walk about. Everywhere you get a good view of the game. I just think maybe 1 or 2 more covered bits would probably help the club a bit. But over time that'll come, and if they have a positive performance this season, I'm sure they'll be able to invest. So I think there's a bit of work to be done, but it wasn't terrible. I just think there's a lot of empty space they can do stuff with. So I'll probably give the stadium a 3 out of 10. And finally, value for money. I think value for money was maybe a little bit steep. Entry was £8. I'm okay with that. £2 for cheese rolls, fine. It was something like £6 for chips, and the flapjack was maybe a little bit more than it needs to be. And it was a £5 for a pint. Obviously I don't like anywhere being a £5 for a pint. The thing is, if the pint was £3, I probably would have got another, but because there's a £5, I was like, nah. But if I'd bought 2 pints, I'd have spent £6 rather than £5, so they'd have made more money. Overall, it wasn't terrible value for money. I think apart from that, it was okay. I just think some areas it was maybe a little bit steeper than it needed to be. It very much might be a case of less is more if they charge a bit less, but entry is fine, and at least there are some things that are reasonably priced. So I'll probably give the value for money 5.5 out of 10. So that was Corsham, another ground ticked off in the lovely county of Wiltshire. Thank you, Luciano and Tamaldo, for joining me. Luciano, hope you have the best birthday and glad you liked our gifts. If you'd like to see more days out like this, you can see my Patreon in the link below. You can support me for as little as £1 a month and help days out like this happen. Thank you all for watching. I've been AFC Finners. See you next time and stick with us as we go ground to ground. AFC Finners out.